Good morning, guys. So, I'm pretty sure it's episode 53 today, I think. Because I think I said 51 yesterday when it was 52. But it doesn't matter. It was a meteor shower. I have a lot of stars to pick up. And, things outside are really horrible overall. So let's just listen to Isabel first, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Good morning, everyone. Right now on Zen, it's 8:06 a.m. on Friday, May 29th, 2020. No breaking news today. Is it just me, or did this week fly by? It did. I know how hard all of you worked, so I hope you enjoy a well-deserved, lovely weekend. We're on a deserted island. We literally did nothing, okay? Okay, so let me go pick up my stars. Oh, there's gold. Okay. Let me pick up all my star pieces since... Yes! Okay. I wished for so long, so... And then we'll come back to the flowers. Star piece? No star pieces? Okay. How much stuff do I have? Star pieces. Now I could actually make wands. Dude. The Gemini fragment. What? What is a Gemini fragment? See, I've never done any star stuff, so this is like a new thing. Because I never got to see a meteor shower, so... We'll see. Fragment. And then there's a bottle. Wait, chocolate herring... A chocolate herringbone wall. Oh, okay, it's a wallpaper. Okay. Okay, interesting. Alright, I think that's all of it. I don't know if there's gonna be more washing up, maybe? That'd be nice. That'd be cool. But other than that, nothing's going on really. So what's going on right now outside is in Minneapolis, I think. There are protests going on for the murder of George Floyd. It's a black guy that got killed by a police officer. Which is like, something that happens like every day, which is just so slightly depressing that it's that common, but that's what America is for you, Another black guy got killed by a police officer, and guess what? They're thinking of not being mad at the officer for it, And I say mad as in not sending the asshole to jail, It's just how it is. It's just how it is, That's what America is for you. Ooh, big butterfly. Not the gigantic butterfly, but you still sell for like 2K, so. But yeah. Oh, hi Kix. I'll come back to you. Let me check my flowers. Ooh. Yes, please. I am not feeling that great today, by the way. I woke up pretty sore, pretty headachy, you know, all that kind of stuff. So. This is where I'm trying to make orange cosmos. This is where I'm trying to make, some sort of windflower that can turn into a different color windflower. Pretty sure I'm trying to make red windflowers to breed into purple flowers. Same thing here. I'm trying to make red pansies that'll breed into purple pansies or something like that. And over here I'm just trying to make why do I have red tulips? I don't need red tulips. Interesting. I needed yellow tulips here. The same thing for cosmos. I'll fix things later. Yeah, the thing with all this stuff going on is that it's just sad because we're so used to the fact that this is happening to, or that I'm just so used to hearing on the news, oh, a black guy got killed by the cops. You know, it's just sad. Like, and they're like, oh, it's okay for a cop to have his knee on someone's neck for over 8 minutes while the guy is saying, hey, I can't breathe, by the way. And then the guy dies. And that's just, they're just like, oh, well, it's not excessive force. It's like, yeah, no, it is excessive force, dude. And then the thing is, the guy that did it that has like 14 cases of like over excessive like force and open cases of him murdering people, and yet they still aren't gonna fucking put him in jail yet. They're like, we gotta think about it. It's like, what's there to think about? He needs to be in jail. He needs to be in, he won't survive in prison, that's for sure. You know what's gonna happen if you put him in prison? He gonna die. Which is exactly what he deserves, pretty much. But you know, we can't say that, right? It's just, and then what else is going on? Trump is being Trump and is having a fight with Twitter, you know, and that's whatever. Because good for Twitter. Good for Twitter. Finally, you know, saying something. Because I understand Twitter's perspective. It's like, what are they supposed to do? Like ban the president from your website? It's like, yeah, I mean, they could. But how would that go down? They'd be like, oh, they're trying to... He's basically saying that the social media is trying to suppress him. It's like... But he's saying it on Twitter, that the social media is trying to suppress him. It's like, then stop using Twitter. He's an idiot. He's using Twitter while saying Twitter's like suppressing him. It's like, yeah, well, Twitter doesn't actually like you, okay? But he does help Twitter get a lot of like traction, I guess. Because people want to see what stupid shit he's saying today, you know. That's basically what people are following him for. I don't think he realizes that. Most of his followers are people that are just wanting to see what the fuck he's gonna say today, you know? Oh, that is weird. I didn't see that here before. Okay. What was I doing? I have too much money. That's what it was. I need to put it away. No, well, like I was listening to the song by Pink, "Dear Mr. President." You know how that song was written for George Bush, basically. And the sad thing is, if you listen to that song now, it doesn't really apply to Trump. Because for that song to apply to the president has to actually have human emotions, you know? And Trump honestly doesn't. Like, George Bush had more human emotions than our current president. Like... because the song goes like, "Dear Mr. President, come take a walk with me. Let's pretend we're just two people and you're not better than me. I'd like to ask you some questions if we could speak honestly. How do you feel when you see all the homeless on the street? Who do you pray for at night when you go to sleep? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Are you proud?" Honestly, if Trump looked in the mirror, he probably looks in the mirror like every day, and he's probably proud of what he's done and who he is. Right? And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, he probably is proud that people are dying. He doesn't feel anything about the homeless. I don't think he feels anything. It's almost fascinating. Like I want to be like, I want psychologists to study his way of thinking. Like, oh wait, I wanted to plant the purple one here. Wait a minute, did I not plant those Cosmo buds? What? What? I'm so confused. But overall, I'm gonna stop here. But things in the world, they're interesting, I'll say, I guess. Because the protests are getting really violent. And yeah, there's looting and there's fires, but the thing is, you gotta fuck things up for people to listen to you, basically. You know, they're sending in the National Guard to stop the protests, and you know, the only thing I'm worried is that some people might die within these protests. But the thing is, they're not gonna do anything until we make enough of frickin', I say we as if I'm gonna leave the house, but if people make enough of like a riot and a disturbance, and I think some people are gonna die with these protests, and they're gonna be good people, but you know, it's gotten to that point, you know, like after Ahmaud Arbery, you know, and then now George Floyd, and then with the whole Lady in the Park incident, it's just progressively becoming, I think people are just getting pent up because they're just more people, I think it's that more people are speaking out and actually saying their opinion and calling out the racism. And now we're actually telling white people, hey, if you're against racism, do something because you're white and you can actually do something about it. So I think that's the difference, is that white people are actually starting to stand up and say things. And that's how racism is going to get, defeated, is white people's actually saying shit. Because with the Amy Cooper incident with the dog and in the park, where she basically tried to get this dude killed almost by acting like because she was in the dog park, and then the dude was like, hey, you need to leash your dog, and she acted like she was getting attacked by him. So she called the police, sounding super flustered and scared and like on purpose, and telling the cops that an African American man was attacking her and that she needed help. And she purposely sounded like she was in danger, like out of breath, scared, when she was literally pretending it, basically, because the guy's like standing way far from her, not even. In fact, he told her not to approach him, and stuff like that. And people outright called her out on it for being a racist asshole. And she lost her job, lost her dog, and she apologized, but nobody's really like taking her apology. So, yeah, it's like after that happened, and it's like victory, right? We were able to call out a white woman on her racism. And then around the same time, the George Floyd thing happens, where he gets murdered by the cops. And 3 other cops are watching this guy get murdered, and they did nothing. So all 4 of them get fired. But they just get sent home. They don't go to prison for letting this guy die. So people are mad, and protests are happening. It's just interesting to me, right? And I guess it's interesting. It's not even a white people thing. It's people are getting held accountable for their actions now, their racist actions, and it's interesting. It's because we're actually. I keep saying we, but I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting at home. These protesters, these heroes, are risking their life out there, and they're trying to change the world for the better. And personally, as a sort of like a third party member, because I don't actively do things that help the cause, so I'm not exactly anything in this. I'm just an observer, almost. It's more like I suspect something is gonna go down, and there's gonna be some casualties, but I feel like overall everything is going towards a positive change direction. Like, this is like stuff that history books will eventually write about, right? This 2020 is going to be in history books, because a lot of stuff's changing. A lot of things. Like, the country is changing for the better. So, but I'll stop here because I'm at the 19-minute mark. Be safe, guys. Be nice to people. Hey,